What is up, everybody? JT Dangerously here once again. I am here to do my AEW's Full Gear 2 2020 predictions. Now, Full Gear 2 happens this Saturday, live on pay-per-view, Bleacher Report Live and Fight TV, from Daly's Place once again in Jacksonville, Florida. Now, this card for this year's Full Gear 2 for AEW is stacked, folks, and it is stupidly stacked from top to bottom. We have 8 fantastic matches with 4 big titles on the line, so I am extremely excited to do my Full Gear 2 predictions for you guys this year, and I hope you guys do enjoy. Now, our record coming into Full Gear 2 after our last AEW pay-per-view, which was All Out 2, we went 8-3, so our overall record coming in is 64, 23, and 1, so we're coming in extremely hot. We have not had one losing record in AEW pay-per-view predictions on the channel since AEW started, and I'm looking to keep it that way. So hopefully in this video we will continue the red hot winning ways. We're on an unprecedented 11 pay-per-view winning streak, the 4th longest winning streak on the channel, and hopefully in this video we make it number 12. Hopefully. Now, this is the first video in a combined 2 video day on the channel today, guys. So, I hope you guys are able to watch this video and all the big videos I'll be putting up on the channel in the month of November. And as always, show your support on the channel as always, guys, by watching these videos, super kicking those like buttons, hitting that notification bell, commenting your picks and your opinions in the comment sections down below. Now, if this is your first time watching my channel today, guys, as a first-time viewer, this is your first video, boy, big to go. And if you're a huge fan of All Elite Wrestling and being the elite like myself, and you're ready for this year's Full Gear 2 from Daly's Place in Jacksonville, Florida. Welcome to the Dangerous Alliance. I'm JT Dangerously. Welcome to the club, because this club is... 2. Whoop, whoop. Again, thank you guys so very much. Now, other than that, let's get right into these predictions. Let's start off with the first matchup, which will happen on the buy-in pre-show. It is a one-on-one showdown on one side. He is representing the Dark Order, and he is looking to get a big one-on-one victory here. He is Dark Order member number 4. He is John Silver. And his opponent is the most over wrestler in AEW, and he is as tranquilo as Tetsuya Naito. He is the king of sloth style, and if you know his music, you'll know who I'm talking about. He is freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy. So coming from me in this one-on-one showdown on the buy-in pre-show, I'm going to go with the King of Sloth style, freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy to defeat John Silver by any means. And now the next matchup. It is for the TNT Championship. Starting off with the challenger. He is looking to become the next TNT champion, and he is AEW's charismatic enigma and daredevil. He is Darby Allin. And Darby Allin is challenging the former Ring of Honor World Champion, the former IWGP United States Champion, the former NWA World Heavyweight Champion, and he is the reigning and defending and the first ever 2-time TNT champion. He'll be accompanied by his coach, Double A Arn Anderson, and if you know his music, you'll know who I'm talking about. Do it all to get them on their feet. Crowd to see. Ready for me to start the show. After curtain lights go up and high. Whoa! He is the American Nightmare Cody. Now, this is the 4th one-on-one meeting between Darby Allin and Cody. Cody leads the series 2-0-1. Now, Cody's last victory over Darby Allin was on April 29th of this year during the semifinal tournament to determine the first ever TNT champion. And Darby Allin's looking to defeat Cody for the very first time. Now, starting off with Darby Allin first is a big opportunity for him. A chance to defeat Cody for the first time in his AEW career and become the next TNT champion. Now, a lot of people would think that Darby Allin doesn't have a chance here, but he has a very good chance at quite possibly shocking the world and walking out the TNT champion, because this guy has no fear. He has like that he does all these crazy stunts and he just walks out like it's nothing. He's got no fear and he takes a lot of punishment, but he always finds a way to show off. And he's looking to shock the world here and be the TNT champion for the first time ever. There is side you have Cody looking to continue his second reign as the TNT champion and looking to make his third title defense a successful one. Now, Cody's last 2 title defenses were against Orange Cassidy, his last one in a lumberjack match on Dynamite, in which we saw something very different from Cody because Arn Anderson hit Orange Cassidy from outside, which set up Cody's crossroads for the 1-2-3. And Cody usually would never have his coach attack a wrestler to get an advantage. But we're seeing that now with Cody, and this could quite possibly be a heel turn, and he's looking to add Darby Allin to his list of victims. So coming from me, in this matchup for the TNT Championship, the chances Darby Allin could win this TNT title are very high, but I have one thing that could actually top it, and that's Ricky Starks is Darby Allin's fierce rival, and I can definitely see absolute Ricky Starks coming out and screwing Darby Allin and costing him the TNT title here. So coming from me, I'm going to play this one safe. I am going to go with the American Nightmare Cody to retain the TNT Championship by any means and defeat Darby Allin. And now the next matchup. It is the Elite Deletion match on one side. He is a former multiple-time tag team champion, a ladder match enthusiast. He is a former TNA World Champion, and he's looking to delete his opponent. He is the sensei of Mattitude, and with his broken brilliance, he is Damascus himself, Matt Hardy. And his opponent is representing the Inner Circle, and he's looking to defeat Matt Hardy and take him out of wrestling once and for all. He is the Spanish God himself, Sammy Guevara. Now this is the 4th one-on-one meeting between Matt Hardy and Sammy Guevara. Matt Hardy leads the series 2-1. Now, Sammy G's last victory over Matt Hardy was in August on Dynamite in a tables match, and Matt Hardy's last victory over Sammy G was at All Out on September the 5th. Now, this matchup is a culmination of a long-term rivalry we have been having between Matt Hardy and Sammy Guevara, and it looks like this matchup is going to happen at the Hardy compound, which I'm extremely excited for, because when it comes to the Hardy compound, it's always going to be fantastic, because we've seen the final deletion there. We've seen moments with the Bray Wyatt, with the mower of lawns and the chair of wheels and the dilapidated boat and the lake of reincarnation. This matchup is going to be 10 times fun. And this has definitely got to be the end game between these two, because these two have been going back and forth on Dynamite since Matt Hardy has come to AEW. So, coming from me, in this first ever Elite Deletion match, oh man, I just wonder what the hell we're going to see in that compound in this matchup. But coming from me, I am going to go with the broken one himself, Matt Hardy, to defeat Sammy Guevara by any means and delete him. And it will be wonderful. And now the next matchup. It is a Double or Nothing 2 rematch, and it is for the AEW Women's Championship. Starting off with the challenger. She is the former AEW Women's Champion, looking to regain the gold here and make history. She'll be accompanied by her new manager, the Excuse Me Queen herself, Vicky Guerrero, and if you know her music, you'll know who I'm talking about. She is the native beast, Nyla Rose. And Nyla Rose is challenging the reigning and defending AEW Women's Champion. And if you know her music, you'll know who I'm talking about. She is Hikaru Shida, Now, this is only the second one-on-one meeting between Nyla Rose and Hikaru Shida. Hikaru Shida won the last meeting over Nyla Rose at Double or Nothing 2 on May 31st of this year in a no disqualification matchup, and this is the much anticipated rematch. Now, starting off with Nyla Rose first is a big opportunity for her, a chance to reclaim the AEW Women's Champion and be AEW's first two-time AEW Women's Champion. And with Nyla Rose, she added a very experienced manager in Vicky Guerrero. They are known now as the Vicious Vixens, and Nyla Rose is looking to hope that Vicky Guerrero could be the trump card in her regaining the AEW Women's Championship. There's the idea of Hikaru Shida looking to continue her amazing run as the AEW Women's Champion, and she's looking to make her fourth title defense a successful one. Now Hikaru Shida has had a fantastic run as AEW Women's Champion. She's been champion for 6 months, and she has taken on old comers from Penelope Ford, from Thunder Rosa at All Out, from Big Swole, and so many others. And she's looking to beat Nyla Rose for the second time this year. So, coming from me, in this Double or Nothing 2 rematch for the AEW Women's Championship, there's no stipulation in this matchup, so that definitely gives Nyla Rose a huge advantage, and it makes Hikaru Shida an underdog. But coming from me, I think the two women that deserve to beat Hikaru Shida for this belt is Dr. Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa if she's going to sign with AEW. So coming from me, I am going to go with Hikaru Shida to retain the AEW Women's Championship by any means and defeat the native beast Nyla Rose. And now the next matchup. It is a first ever meeting between these two one-on-one with a very special stipulation. On one side, he is the man that says he's better than you and you know it. He is the salt of the earth and maybe the best heel in professional wrestling right now. And if you know his music, you'll know who I'm talking about. He is Maxwell Jacob Freeman, MJF, and his opponent is the leader of the Inner Circle, and he is the only man in World Wrestling Federation history to defeat The Rock and Stone Cold in the same night to become the first ever World Wrestling Federation undisputed champion. He is the former and the only 9-time Intercontinental Champion, a former IWGP Intercontinental Champion, a Grand Slam winner, and he was the first AEW World Champion. He is Le Champion of AEW. He is Le Demo God and the Million Viewer Man. He is the Painmaker. He is Y2J Chris Jericho. Now, this story between this matchup has been very interesting on Dynamite these last couple weeks, with MJF looking to join the Inner Circle. And the stipulation in this matchup is, if MJF can beat Chris Jericho, if he can beat Le Champion himself, he will join the Inner Circle. Now, thinking about MJF being part of Chris Jericho's Inner Circle is pretty cool. But it'd be really weird because both guys have egos the size of Texas. And the fact that MJF is just coming off a loss to Jon Moxley at All Out 2, he is just looking to get back on track. And his thought in mind is joining a group and joining the Inner Circle. And Jericho and MJF have been saying, do you want to join the Inner Circle? Do I want you to be in the Inner Circle? We've seen this all the way back in the beginning of AEW with these two. And we're finally getting a match between these two egomaniacs. There's the idea of Chris Jericho looking to rebound and bounce back after losing to Orange Cassidy in the Mimosa Mayhem match at All Out 2. And he's looking to deny MJF entrance into his Inner Circle, because when you have one ego, you can't add another ego to the group, because it would absolutely implode the whole group from the inside out. And that's what I think Chris Jericho sees. He does see MJF as a talent, but he also sees him as a distraction and a guy who will literally use the group to make himself more famous or infamous. So, coming from me, in this first ever meeting between these two one-on-one, and if MJF wins this match, he will join the Inner Circle. Ah, man. I love both these guys. I think these two guys are the best in AEW, especially Chris Jericho, the GOAT himself, Le Champion, the Demo God. But I'm also a big fan of MJF. I think he's got a future in AEW, and I wouldn't be surprised he's AEW champion by next year. But coming from me, for entertainment value only, because I would love to see more of this MJF and Chris Jericho thing on Dynamite like they did with that Le Dinner Debonair musical number, I am going to go with MJF to defeat Chris Jericho by any means and join the Inner Circle. And now the next matchup. It is the matchup that the wrestling world has been waiting for. Two of the greatest tag teams facing each other for the first time ever, and it is for the AEW Tag Team Championships. Starting off with the challengers. They are the former 7-time IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions, the former 4-time PWG Tag Team Champions, the former 3-time Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions. They are also the former IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Champions, and they're looking to finally be the AEW Tag Team Champions. And if you know their music, you'll know who I'm talking about in Jacksonville. You're ready for Super Kick Party! They are the best tag team in the world today. They are Nick, the Young Bucks. And the Young Bucks are challenging the former 2-time NXT Tag Team Champions, the former 2-time Raw Tag Team Champions, the former SmackDown Tag Team Champions, and they are the reigning and defending AEW Tag Team Champions. They'll be accompanied by the legendary Four Horsemen member Tully Blanchard. And if you know their music, you'll know who I'm talking about. It's time to say, yeah! 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 They are Cash Wheeler and Dax Hardwood. They are FTR. Now, this is the matchup people have been waiting for. Ever since FTR came to All Elite Wrestling, this was the matchup everybody was waiting for. FTR versus the Young Bucks. And this has been going on for years. Ever since FTR was in the WWE as the Revival, the Elite have always made fun of FTR with the whole FTR letters spelling out, fuck the Revival. And now we are finally getting this one-on-one dream matchup for the AEW Tag Team titles with just one negative, and that's the stipulation. Now, starting off with the Young Bucks first, they became #1 contenders for the AEW Tag Team titles again by defeating 4 other teams in a fatal 4-way tag team match on October 21st on AEW Dynamite, and the Bucks are back in the position of quite possibly finally winning the AEW Tag Team titles, but this time they put a stipulation on themselves, and it's really ruining this matchup for me, because if the Young Bucks do not win the AEW Tag Team titles here, they can no longer challenge for the AEW Tag Team titles forever. Now, if you remember that stipulation, that was a stipulation Cody put on himself at last year's Full Gear in Baltimore when he was challenging Le Champion Chris Jericho, and Cody lost. And Cody's not in the world title picture anymore. So now the Young Bucks are putting pressure on themselves to win this matchup, because if they don't, they won't ever have another shot at the AEW Tag Team titles again. And honestly, that ruins this match for me, because this match should have been no stipulations. It should have been a 2-on-2 tag team matchup for the tag team titles. No stipulation added, just a classic tag team showdown. Hell, we saw the last great tag team matchup between these Young Bucks against Hangman and Omega at Revolution in February this year. So why can't we have a classic classic tag team matchup with no stipulation involved in this matchup? I just felt that was very stupid of AEW to put a stipulation on this matchup because it does not need it. But it's something the Young Bucks wanted, and they're really rolling the dice because if they lose, what are they going to do in AEW if they're not wrestling for the tag team titles? Let's be honest here. They're not going to be doing anything other than doing being the Elite episodes for going after the Being the Elite title. But this is a must-win for the Young Bucks because if they lose, they can never challenge for the AEW tag team titles again. And that was the reason they started All Elite Wrestling, to bring tag team wrestling back to the main scene. And they want to be the tag team champions. There inside you have FTR looking to continue their reign as the AEW tag team champions. And they're looking to make their 4th title defense a special and memorable one. Now, ever since FTR won the tag team titles from Hangman Adam Page and Kenny Omega at All Out 2, FTR has been pretty damn good fighting champions. I mean, they've defended the title on Dynamite these last couple weeks against SCU, the Hybrid 2, and Best Friends in the anniversary show. But now, this is their biggest and their stiffest title defense to date. And it's also a Proving Grounds match because, again, FTR has said that they are the best wrestling tag team in the world. I have said the Young Bucks are the best tag team in the world today. So this matchup is definitely important when it comes to pride for FTR. Chance to beat the Young Bucks and shut up all the naysayers saying that the Young Bucks are the best tag team in the world. But as they said, if they're the best tag team in the world, why aren't they holding the tag team titles? Which is a very good point. But it's also a chance to take the Young Bucks out of their hair as tag team challengers. Because if they beat the Young Bucks, there's nobody in that tag team division that I think can beat FTR. They can easily have a long title reign if they beat the Young Bucks because their biggest threat is Matt and Nick. So coming from me, in this dream one-on-one first ever meeting between these two for the AEW tag team titles, and if the Young Bucks lose, they will no longer have a chance to ever challenge for the AEW tag team titles again. If this match didn't have a stipulation, I would have had FTR retaining. Easily. But with this new stipulation that if the Bucks lose, they are no longer challenged, they can never challenge for the tag titles again, that really turned this pick around for me. Because again, FTR beats the Young Bucks. Who in that tag team division can beat them? So coming from me, I'm making this one wrong, but I am going to go with the Young Bucks to finally become the AEW Tag Team Champions and defeat FTR in a tag team classic banger. And now the matchup I have been waiting for. It is the finals of the tournament to crown the new #1 contender for that AEW World Championship. Starting off with the competitors. First, he is a former AEW Tag Team Champion, and he is looking to once again be in the hunt for the AEW World Championship. He is a man that says, "Hold my beer, I'm about to do some cowboy shit," and if you know his music, you'll know who I'm talking about. He is Hangman Adam Page, and his opponent is the former IWGP Heavyweight Champion, the first IWGP United States Champion, the former IWGP Intercontinental Champion, the winner of the 2016 G1 Climax Tournament, and the man who I think is the next AEW World Champion. He is the best bout machine, but he has brought back an old persona that made him famous. And if you know his music, his old music, you'll know who I'm talking about. Oh, oh. He is the cleaner, Kenny Omega! Now, this is only the second one-on-one meeting between Hangman Adam Page and the cleaner Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega won the only meeting over Hangman Adam Page back when they were in New Japan Pro Wrestling at Wrestling Dontaku in 2018. So this is the much anticipated rematch. Now starting off with Hangman Adam Page, his road to the finals here went through Colt Cabana and Wardlow last week on Dynamite, and Hangman Adam Page is back in the world title scene and he's looking to get one more victory and once again be the #1 contender and go after the AEW world title for the first time in over a year. But he has to go against his former tag team partner and former elite brother. But it ain't going to be easy. There inside you have the cleaner Kenny Omega, whose road to the finals went through Sonny Kiss in a squash and a classic meeting between Pentagon Jr. on Dynamite this past week, and Kenny Omega is finally in his moment. He's looking to become the AEW champion, and I've said this a million times on my channel, especially on Twitter and in my last New Japan Pro Wrestling video, that I guarantee you, and when I say I guarantee something, it usually you have to put it in the bank and cash it in as soon as it happens, that I know that Kenny Omega is going to be the next AEW World Champion, and I also guaranteed you that Kota Ibushi will be the IWGP Heavyweight Champion, and the Golden Lovers will have all the gold when we get to 2021. So Kenny Omega, as soon as he was named into this tournament, my guarantee was on, and he is looking to beat his former best friend and become the #1 contender for the AEW World title. So coming from me in the finals of this tournament to see who will be the #1 contender for the AEW World title, this matchup was meant to be. As soon as we saw the bracket, this was the matchup everybody was saying it was going to happen, and we're getting it right here and now. And I know this one's going to be an absolute banger, but coming from me, Jon Moxley is only going to lose that belt to one person, and that person is the cleaner Kenny Omega. So coming from me, I am going to go with the best bout machine, the cleaner Kenny Omega, to win this tournament and defeat Hangman Adam Page by any means and become the #1 contender for the AEW World Championship. John, the cleaner's coming. And now, the main event. For the first time ever in AEW history, it is an I Quit match for the AEW World Championship. Starting off with the challenger. He is looking to become the next AEW World Champion, and he's looking to make the champion say 2 words he has never said in his life: I quit. And if you know his music, making its theme debut on the channel, you'll know who I'm talking about. He is the Mad King Eddie Kingston, and Eddie Kingston is challenging the longest reigning and defending AEW World Champion. He is also the reigning 2-time IWGP United States Champion, and if you know his music, you'll know who I'm talking about. He is Jon Moxley. Now, this is only the second one-on-one meeting between Eddie Kingston and Jon Moxley. Jon Moxley won the only meeting over Eddie Kingston on AEW Dynamite for the AEW World title on September 23rd. So this is the much anticipated rematch. Now, this is AEW's first I Quit match in their promotion's history. Now, when it comes to I Quit matches, they always step up their game. I mean, the first I Quit match I saw was the '99 Rumble between Mankind and The Rock for the WWF title at the Royal Rumble in Anaheim on VHS, of course. But this matchup is definitely going to be almost as brutal as that matchup. And when it comes to first matches ever in AEW, they always hit it out of the park. And I know this one will definitely do the same. Now, starting off with Eddie Kingston first, this is a matchup that he wanted. He wanted a match like this, an I Quit match, a chance to show that he is a guy who doesn't know the word I quit, and he's not going to be the person to say I quit. And he's looking to make John Moxley say 2 words, 5 letters for the first time ever. And I think his chances of winning this are very, very slim. There is already have John Moxley looking to continue his amazing run as the AEW World Champion. He's been the champion for 9 months, and he's looking to make his 9th title defense a successful one. And we're getting so close to Revolution in February next year, and he would be the champion for 1 full year. And talk about a fighting champion. John Moxley has taken on everybody. I mean, he's taken on Lance Archer, he's taken on Mr. Brody Lee, Jake Hager, so many others. And this is quite possibly he's going to be his stiffest test because, again, it's going to take a real tough son of a bitch to make John Moxley say, I quit. And Eddie Kingston, no offense to him, I don't think he can make John Moxley say, I quit. Hell, I don't think anybody on that roster can make him say, I quit. They can beat him, but I don't think they can make him say, I quit in a no pinfall, no submission, no pinfall matchup. So coming from me, in AEW's first ever I Quit match for the AEW World title, as much as I like Eddie Kingston, and my God, that guy can promo a fish out of water. He's so damn good. The only person that deserves to beat John Moxley for that AEW title is Kenny Omega, and that is a fact. So coming from me, I am going to go with John Moxley to retain the AEW World title by any means and defeat Eddie Kingston and make him say, I quit. So we're going to be on the road to Revolution in 2021, and it will be John Moxley defending the AEW title against the soon-to-be next AEW champion, Kenny Omega. The road to Revolution starts now for the cleanup. And those are my Full Gear 2 2020 predictions. Whew, now I want to thank you guys so very much for watching this video today. Comment below, who do you see winning the I Quit match for the AEW World title between Eddie Kingston and John Moxley? Who do you see winning that finals of the #1 contenders tournament between Hangman Adam Page and Kenny Omega? You already know who I got winning that and winning the AEW title. Who do you see winning the AEW Women's title between Nyla Rose and Hikaru Shida? Who do you see winning between Cody and Darby Allin for the TNT title? Who do you see winning the Elite Deletion match between Matt Hardy and Sammy Guevara? Who do you see winning between MJF and Chris Jericho? And let me know who you guys have winning the Tag Team Championships between the Young Bucks and FTR. And as always, represent your picks and your opinions in the comment section. Let's have a conversation about it. Of course, I'm always on to see your comment, like it, and of course, reply right back to you because comments are absolutely always welcome on this channel. And I do want to thank you guys so very much for watching this video today. Now, before you guys go, as always, you guys can never forget to do this. That like button, comment, share with your friends. Of course, super kick that like button like only you guys can. Of course, guys can never forget to do this as well. That subscribe button, become part of this bigger and dangerous alliance. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers, and YouTube tells me that over 58% of you guys are not subscribed to the channel. So let's change that. Super kick that subscribe button if you're a fan of professional wrestling and professional sports like I am, and become part of this bigger, dangerous alliance. And I will see you guys later tonight for my official Week 9 NFL predictions. Later days, guys. Stay safe and peace.